Hello, and welcome back. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Erin.
And this is the Getaways Podcast. All right, so we have a recent trip to talk about today.
Very recent, like first trip of the summer.
Yeah, so my sister she flew into Paris, and then Dylan was traveling elsewhere, but it was Erin and I, and then my niece Megan all met her in Paris, and we spent the weekend in Versailles, which we'll come back and do another episode on Versailles.
Le Dome.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have more to say about Le Dome.
I'm so jealous.
And then Megan had to go back to work, and we continued on and drove to Normandy, which we've been to Normandy before.
Yes, two of the places that we went on this trip, we'd actually stopped on our way to the landing beaches part of Normandy.
Right. Which we will do a whole episode on later. I mean, it deserves a whole episode because there's so many. I've actually been there twice, but the first time we were all together.
So we're going to title this one Normandy Part 1.
Yes. So our first night in Normandy was in Giverny.
It was right outside of Giverny.
Yeah. And it was, what was the name of the hotel?
It was called Domaine Les Corniches.
Corniche, yeah. And that was a really cute, nice hotel.
And that's 45 minutes outside of Paris. So I will say it's a decent base for Paris too if you have a car, if you don't want to stay in the city.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get there quickly.
Yeah. And it's not in a city. It's kind of on a cliff overlooking the Seine. So there's not a ton that's walkable from there. So you would want a car anyway if you were staying there.
Yes.
But the hotel was pretty fantastic.
It was so amazing. I mean, it was beautiful. And it had a spa and two restaurants, a bar. It was beautiful.
And we ate dinner there, and it was a set menu of, I think, 3 courses.
Yes. Yeah.
You got a good taste of a lot of things, and we're very full by the end of the night not a ton of cash.
It was, yes.
And my room, the rooms were themed, and my room was Rockstar.
Your room was Rockstar. Her room had like LPs all over the wall, and then like a touring trunk that equipment would go in for, like where the coffee pot and everything was. It was so cool.
Yeah. And then my sister's was botanical, and she had like little jars of botanical things everywhere. Super cute. And yours was?
Mine was Subway. So like it had the Subway tiles. It had graffiti. Mine was a little loud. Dylan would have loved it had he been with us. But the bathrooms were so nice. They had robes.
Well, and they had a nice pool. They had really lovely grounds with a garden and
And it was 110 euro. No, it was like 180, wasn't it?
With everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, I think before tax and residency fees and all of that stuff, it was like 140.
Yeah. So right in that sweet spot for not being too expensive, but luxury. So so we based there our first night to do Monet's gardens in Giverny,
which was about a 20-minute drive, right?
15 probably.
Okay. And a really nice drive, like beautiful area. But no matter how you expect Monet's garden and the house to look, you're going to be blown away because the gardens are so incredibly fantastic and beautiful. And we were there, like we said, at the beginning of, it was July.
It was July.
So everything was in bloom. We got there fairly early, so we didn't have to
open almost.
Yeah, we didn't have to like wait to get in. The line wasn't too bad.
The line wasn't horrible. And when we got into the gardens, we had space to walk, and we were able to get really good pictures and like really feel in the moment, I felt like, because it wasn't so crowded. And I'm not one who loves gardens and stuff like that, but I loved this. Like this was so beautiful, especially the water lily pond. Like I could have stayed there all day.
And it's exactly like the paintings.
It is.
I mean, exactly. Like it's so like you stepped into a painting. I mean, it's pretty extraordinary. And the other thing that I found that was really crazy was that there was not a dead leaf anywhere.
No, their maintenance is fantastic.
I mean, pristine. Like everything was just absolutely perfect. So we did the gardens all first, which you probably could have spent like 2 hours if you took your time and walked around.
I think you guys did, because I left after an hour to go get Rex, because dogs are not allowed in the gardens.
But yeah, so I would say give yourself 2 hours to be safe, to see the gardens. And then we went into the house, and that took a little bit. I would say we waited probably 15 minutes or so for the house, but it doesn't take long once you get in there. And I will say we have pictures of the kitchen, which was my favorite part. The kitchen is like breathtakingly amazing. But every single room, every single perspective in the house, you can see the gardens. And so it's such the quintessential bringing the outdoors into this property, because it's just the gardens consume the house too. And the house is cool, but it didn't and obviously all of his art is in there and you get to see all of that. But what struck me the most, besides the kitchen, was just how there was no sort of wall. It was indoor-outdoor vibe all the time, which was pretty cool.
So we did that in the morning. Then we went into Le Havre and we booked an Airbnb for 4 nights.
Yeah.
So, yeah. In Le Havre, not in the center.
But not far.
Not far.
So from Le Havre, in the actual city, we saw quite a bit.
We did a bit.
So we saw there's the Cathedral of Notre Dame de Havre.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful and certainly worth a look. Doesn't take terribly long at all. We also did the Église de Saint-Joseph, and that is
a weird church.
One of the most interesting churches. I liked it more than you guys did. But it's like I don't even know how to describe the shape. It's like a long pyramid, long skinny pyramid, and it's all pieces of stained glass, and it's just repetition of, I think it's either 4 or 6 colors that go up on either side. Like they're all different patterns, but they go up on all the sides. It's really interesting, and I really liked it. And I thought it was just so different than anything you see, any other churches that you see in Europe, that it struck me as just being really cool.
Yeah, I've got pictures of it on the website. That one's going up on Monday. So
when this lands,
yeah.
And then the volcano.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of strange. I guess they're famous for it.
Well, I think, just backing up a little bit, I think one thing that's really interesting about Le Havre is that it's definitely a mix between old and new.
And way more new.
Yeah, a lot more new. And I don't know, is that because of the war?
I think so.
It must have gotten hit hard in the war, I guess.
Because it was the port. It was one of the port cities.
Yeah. So it'd be like the same as Rotterdam, right? Where it just got killed for that reason. But so there's a lot of new construction. There's a lot of sort of modern, like St. Joseph is an example of that too. But the volcano is even more so.
Yeah, it's a theater, right? I didn't go in.
Yeah, it's like a music center.
Yeah.
And it's
a white volcano.
A white volcano. I mean, it was funny because we were kind of looking for it, and we were, sort of going through the streets and not exactly sure where we were. And then I looked over and I was like, oh, there it is. Because it is so, it sticks out. I mean, it's really architecturally interesting. I don't know that it's everybody's bag, but it's interesting. So we just sort of stumbled across all these things that we had read about just by walking along the harbor. But then when we came back around, there's the shipping containers, which that's called something. I don't know what it is, though.
I'll put it on the website.
But, kind of cool just to see.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't have any plans for Le Havre. And our Airbnb host was like, everybody comes to stay here to base for a trot in Honfleur. But my city's so beautiful. So we took a whole day to explore her city.
Yeah. And I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
But you certainly wouldn't need more than that in the actual city.
No.
All right. Should we move on to Honfleur?
Yeah, so we did 3 side trips from here. So the first was Honfleur,
which I had been to as a student. I think I was there in high school. Was either there in high school or college? I don't remember. But it is very small, almost not bigger than a village fishing town.
Yeah.
And all the buildings are different colors in the old port. And it's just a super charming, tiny little place.
Yeah. And when you see the pictures of Honfleur on the internet, you're going to be like, oh, it looks like Denmark. It looks like New Haven, because they look all colorful. I think they're not colorful anymore.
Yeah. And
we're like, why are they all gray and black?
Yeah. I don't know why that is, because even in like their postcards, they're colored.
Yeah. It's still a super charming. I loved it. I thought it was so beautiful, and it was so easy to walk around and really pretty.
And we had like kind of a list of like 5 museum-y places that we went to, right?
Yeah, we started with the St. Catherine's Church, which looks like a boat. When you're inside, it looks like the inside of the ceiling looks like the boat.
Yeah. And that was definitely cool.
That was cool.
And then we stopped at the Étretat museum, which was really well done.
It was strange.
Yeah.
But it was in a way that you would have never thought to set up a museum like that. But it was really, it was cool and interesting.
Well, and you could spend as much time as you wanted, but you could certainly cover the whole thing in less than an hour if you were just spending one day in Honfleur. Like, it's not prohibitive from going there at all and seeing the rest of the town. So the other thing that I thought was really cool about the Étretat was that it was pretty interactive.
It was really interactive.
Yeah, so you could like kids I think would love it.
Yeah.
But you can like press buttons and it'll give you like a background of some of the art, and then there was at the end of it there was a lot of things you could actually physically do, and one of them was like a little merry-go-round and with stools, and then you with bike pedals, and you could get on and start biking and it would blow up a whole like balloon above you.
Yeah.
Right. And it was really cute.
So yeah, it's really cool. It's like half like kind of a museum on him and half art installation, because it had some really like fun art to go along with his music.
Yeah. And then where's the other one that we went to?
That was the Eugene Bodin Museum.
Who's the artist who basically mentored Monet, right?
Like maybe the first impressionist that didn't get the credit for being an impressionist.
Yeah. So that's more of a sort of traditional art museum.
Yes.
But interestingly set up, really nice.
Yes.
Again, like there's a whole kids area too.
Yeah.
So you could leave your kids to be entertained while you kind of walked around. But like I said, none of these things, we did all of this in probably 2 hours.
Yes.
So
and shopped. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all very doable in one day.
And contained in like a small circle, basically. And they have great local shops with great local artists and cool stuff, and then some really good restaurants.
Yeah, my sister we went into this one gallery kind of store, and my sister got a super cool piece of art. It's kind of long and like a panoramic picture. That's what I was trying to say. And the artist was there, and like it was just really cool, and it feels very
art forward
and communal. Like it felt like everybody still was a part of the community, and you could go talk to them and and take something home that nobody else in the world would ever have. You know, it's kind of cool.
And then we were debating on where to have lunch, because there's a lot of great places that we read about, and we just kind of walked by this place called Le Vintage. And we saw a sign that said 3-course meal, 25 euros. And it wasn't...
Sign me up.
It wasn't like on the super tourist path. And they had a lot of some tables inside available. And we were like, let's do it. It was a very good meal.
It was a very good meal. I ordered... Okay, so the 3 courses for the starter, I had what they called the fisherman's platter, which was sea snails, which I know is not everybody's bag, but I love them. And prawns and oysters, and 2 of each, like
teeny tiny seafood tower.
What the heck? Like it was really good.
I had tartare. It was a great meal.
But yeah, big thumbs up to Honfleur. I think it's super cute.
Parking is easy. You can spend a day there and happily see everything that you need to, and move on. Yeah, make sure to buy caramel there. It's fantastic. Or caramel.
There's a lot of candy stores.
Yeah. Another day trip we did, a different day, was Étretat.
Which, I'd been there twice before.
And I'd been there once.
The cliffs at Étretat are breathtaking.
Yeah. We went up to one side when you and I and Dylan went.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I guess just I did.
Well, yeah, Dylan wasn't even with us. He was still sleeping.
Okay, yeah. So the first time we went, I went up the one side. But this time we went up to the church and the gardens.
Mm-hmm. Which Jonathan and I had done before.
Right.
When we were there. But we found something new up there this time, because Jonathan and I and Rex had just did like a walk around and saw how pretty it was and stuff. But you guys went to the gardens.
We went to the gardens, which was, there's pictures. This is already up on the internet. Pictures didn't even describe it, because it's a garden and it's beautiful. It's got great plants and flowers, but it's got like art in it. It has like these giant baby heads. It's just really hard to explain. It's odd, but they're just so cool. And it took us less than an hour.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe, yeah. But they're beautiful, and it was like 10 euros, and I would suggest going in it, because you also get great views of the ocean and great views of Étretat, the town below.
And the town is really, really cute and very, very small.
Very small.
I will say, though, backing up for 1 second, the going up on either side, you need your footing. There's no sort of rail to hold on to or anything.
No.
So just be anybody who's got any movement issues or, needs support, probably not for you to go up on either side.
There's a train down in the center that you can take that will take you up and down to the gardens. And there's also, it's still steep, but it's a flat road of cement.
It's a cement road, not flat. It's still on a hill.
Well, I didn't mean flat. I don't mean like flat incline wise. I mean flat like you're not stepping.
Not cobblestone.
It's not cobblestone. Yes, thank you.
But if you can get up there, however you do it, it's definitely worth it. And the views of the beaches and everything is just fantastic from up there. The food and drink in Étretat.
Okay, so in Étretat, you have to just eat mussels. Like
you have to.
But what else are you going to do?
They're so good. And you pair it with
apple cider.
Which, they run the total gamut. We did a little tasting, little shop. And you would think cider is cider, right? It's so not true. They all taste so dramatically different. It's like wine.
Yeah. I think we've talked about, did we ever talk about
Well, we
Barney?
We talked about it, Barney. Yeah.
On this website? I mean, on this podcast?
On this podcast, yeah. I don't remember what we were... I don't remember what context it was, but yeah, we definitely talked about the Barney aspect of the...
Some cider tastes like horse barns.
Horse blanket, yeah. But once you sort of know what your taste is, it's really nice. It's really nice in summer. It's really nice. Well, it's nice anytime in fall. And it's super nice with the mussels. And because a lot of the mussels are cooked in cider. So it's a perfect pairing, I highly recommend, which is what I ate when we were there.
Yeah, you really can't go wrong any place you eat there because it's all pretty much mussels and seafood straight from the sea and cider.
Yeah. No, it's nice. And there's also the brandy, the apple brandy, which we're not fans of necessarily.
No, it's called Calvados.
Yeah, it's a little hardcore, but... It's
a lot hardcore.
All right, so moving on. Rowan.
Oh my gosh. This was just a fluke. What made us, we just found it on this trip, right?
No, we went for a very specific reason.
Oh, we knew. Yes. So Lisa's birthday was in August, as you know, from a couple episodes ago. But so her sister was coming in July. So for her birthday, Lisa had found this restaurant that's the oldest continuous restaurant in France.
In Europe, I think.
In Europe.
It's either France or Europe. I don't remember. But since forever, it's been around. And it's
called La Couronne.
Couronne. And it is stupid. I mean, it is so adorably cute from the outside and it only gets better on the inside. And
traditional Normandy dishes.
Yeah. Yeah. And backing up to finish the birthday part.
Yeah.
So apparently you guys had a conversation and my sister said that she wanted to take us there for my early birthday.
Lisa's birthday.
Which I did not say no to that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a present. That is a gift. And it was a gift for me too.
So obviously we spent the whole day there before, but just to continue on the dinner. So it was 3 courses, starter, main, and then dessert. And we got a cheese course too. So I think it was a 4-course. And everything was spectacular.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it was, the meal was fantastic. Like I said, the decor inside, they had pictures of famous people that had been there and from everyone from Martha Stewart and Julia Child to Sylvester Stallone, I feel
and even people further back, like Marlene Dietrich.
Yeah. Julia Child was actually inspired by this restaurant to start cooking and start her French cooking. And I just always, when I read that whole story, I was like, oh, I really, really, really need to go there. So very lucky to be able to go there and highly recommend if you guys are in the area at all, because it is a piece of history in addition to a fantastic meal. But
this fantastic meal led us to probably one of my favorite towns.
Yeah, because we really only went there for dinner. Then, we were like, oh, well, it was an hour away from Le Havre.
Uh-huh.
And so we're like, okay, well, it's dumb to just go there to eat and drive right back. So let's go walk around and spend some time there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I swear my mouth was probably just a gaping hole when we started walking around to begin with, because it was so much nicer than I was expecting it to be.
I can't wait to go back and spend more time because I had no idea. We only allotted 2 hours before eating, but we could have been there days.
Yeah.
That's where we're basing from now on.
Well, and churches are everywhere. Like everywhere you turn, there's a church. But
giant church. There's 4 giant ones in a corner.
Yeah. And I loved the cathedral, but Joan of Arc is the big sort of staple there, I feel like, right?
Yeah. So Joan of Arc was burned at the stake in this town. This is where it happened. And there's a whole church. Is it called? It's the Church of the Joan of Arc, right? Yeah. So she has a whole church that's architecturally just strange.
It's like a boat too.
Kind of, yeah, with a tail, kind of.
Yeah.
And then a big monument where she was burned, and then there's a statue for her. It's very cool.
And literally right outside the restaurant. Yeah.
So, but they've got the churches, and then the big church at the end at night when they were doing the projections when we walked by. Was that Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess they have like a lot of events there and like do a lot with lights and shows and also the market, the fish market right next to Joan of Arc.
Yeah, we did not get to spend a lot of time there, and I know there's so much more to see. So,
and there's supposed to be great Christmas markets, so we were thinking about heading back there.
We'll be back in
a
few months.
All right, did we miss anything?
I don't think we did.
We did a lot in a very short period of time and saw a whole part of Normandy that we hadn't seen before. There's something really special about Normandy and very, very diverse.
Yes.
I mean, it's every city is very different, and there's a very different vibe and a very different sort of look to it.
But it's definitely a region I would put on your list of you need to see.
And I don't think a lot of people think about it because, you think D-Day and you also just think of the war and that it's going to be sad, which, there is an element to that if you're on those side of the beaches, but there's so much more to see. And so much of it is not at all sad and not at all, reminiscent of the war. It's kind of created its own, or it is its own entity.
Yeah, I agree.
So go to Normandy.
Yes, go to Normandy. And then come back next week and listen to our podcast.
And we will see you next time. Thanks for listening.
Check out the website at www.thegetawayswithaz.com. I already have Étretat, Honfleur, and Rouen up there. And Le Havre will be up there today.
We will see you guys soon. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.